Hey guys, so for today's video, I have this ultra glam, like super glam drugstore makeup look. I am so excited to share this with you guys. This look is kind of like inspired by Selena Gomez's Met Gala look. I fell in love with it. I know that look was like very 50-50. Some people loved it, some people hated it. I personally loved it, but I did feel like there was some things that kind of I would have tweaked just for my personal preference. So I decided to kind of recreate the look and do it how I would like it. I'm obsessed, like obsessed. I feel so glam right now, so I'm really excited to share this look with you guys. I used all drugstore products, like everything on my face right now, from lashes, lips, brows, eyes, like face, every single item is drugstore. And this dress was like $20. I mean, we're killing it, like we're balling on a budget here. So yeah, if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then make sure to keep on watching. Okay, so to get started, I'm going to put some of this Lumi L'Oreal Liquid Glow Highlighter all over my shoulders. I want to glow today in that area. That's it. And whatever's left over on my fingers will kind of just go on my face mixed in with the primer that we're going to use. So for primer, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Coverall, I almost said Photo Focus, Coverall primer. So for foundation, I'm going to use my Holy Grail. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm going to take Golden Beige and maybe possibly a little bit of Desert Beige. I love this little spatula. It just makes it so easy to apply. So to add, you know, a little bit of color, make my face a little bit darker, I'm going to take some Desert Beige and mix that in. So this is definitely a lot of foundation. Feel free to use a little bit less, but I don't know, you guys know me. When I go glam, I go in on the foundation. Like, I just like to have a clear, clean canvas. So I'm gonna blend this out with my Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender really does help make it look not cakey, because it just blends it out so beautifully. So I know my face is looking a little bit darker than my shoulders and my body, but I like that because I always like to do a super bright highlighted under eye. So when I do that, it makes my face look lighter and then it matches. So it'll all look good in the end is what I'm trying to say. So for concealer, you guys know I'm obsessed with this one from the drugstore. It is magical. Like, it's magical. I just need them to take the product. I say this every time, but I need them to take the product and put it in like a actual doe foot, you know? It's just better. I hate this like squeezy tube, but this stuff is magical. So I know that we're still filming in my bedroom. Don't worry, you guys, I have not abandoned my beauty studio, which we're now calling it the beauty studio, not the beauty room. Okay, I've just decided that. It's so hard to like get out of saying beauty room though. But anyways, I say beauty studio because, to be honest with you, there's like hella studio equipment in there. And that's pretty much what I use it for, to store my makeup, but also just to film as like a studio. Anyways, I haven't, you know, abandoned that room. My makeup drawers are taking longer than I expected just because there was a little bit of like a mistake with them. So we had to go back and fix it. If it wasn't for that, they would have been done literally weeks ago and I would have had so many vlogs to show you guys already by now. But I will have the vlogs up and I will reveal everything and show you guys how I organize with my new makeup storage. You know, as soon as it's done. I love how full coverage this concealer is, and it's so creamy. Like, it's so creamy. So I always like to take afterwards, switch out my, you know, sponge that I just use for my concealer and switch to like a naked sponge, whether it's a beauty blender or whatever it is, because this has so much product on it that if you keep blending, it just keeps extending. So this just helps kind of use a clean. And I also like how I use my foundation for this one because it just makes it blend in really nicely. So now we're going to do some contouring, but I want to do my nose contour first. I'm going to take the Rimmel Insta Duo, oh my god, that just popped out. Insta Duo contour stick in dark. I use this all the time, like drugstore, high-end, no matter what makeup look I'm doing. I use this for my nose all the time. It's a really great dupe for the Kim Kardashian one, which I also love that one. I don't like to go too heavy with the nose contour. And then I like to go pretty heavy with the lip contour. So I just realized that I forgot to set the under eye, but it's okay because this has barely even creased. So what I am going to do is use the Wet n Wild contour palette, and I'm going to take this nice light shade. And I always like to take a little bit extra and really press it here because this is where you get like a lot of darkness. So for contouring, you guys know I love the Wet n Wild sticks. We're gonna take Oaks on You and Where's Walnut. First, using Oaks on You to do some bronzing. Also, I get a ton of questions about this brush because you guys know it's my favorite. This is the 103 e.l.f. brush. I actually have the exact brush, it's my eyes itchy, linked on my Shop My Favorites on my website, amymacedo.com/shopmyfavorites/. I'll link it down below for you guys. You can just click that and you'll be able to purchase this. So yeah, I have the exact one linked there. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of that bronze. It just applies it so perfectly. Like, oh, it's incredible. It blends it out for you already. Like, look at how easy that was. Just done. Okay, so I want to go for a super contoured look today. So I am going to take the, you know, deeper contour shade and I'm going to really apply that on the forehead as well. So now I'm going to take this and contour the cheekbones. Whenever I want to get like super glam, my go-to is definitely a really strong contour. Like I live for it. So I am gonna bronze up and kind of set that contour with the L'Oreal Pro matte powder, and this one is in the shade Classic Tan. It's like super warm, so it's gonna make me look super bronzy. It's just gonna add great warmth, but also set that. So I feel like my face still does look darker than my body, so I am gonna take some of the bronzer and just run it through my shoulders. Okay, so for blush, this is like my favorite go-to when I wanna look super glam, but I still wanna have like a natural cheek. Like I don't want anything like peachy or orangey or anything. I love this one. It's super pigmented, so I only like to use a little bit. This is the Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. And lightly dab it on. Okay, I'm excited now because now we got the highlight going. I'm gonna use these again. I know I just used these last week, but I really wanna use the Maybelline and then I might add some of this. No, I'm gonna stick with the Maybelline. Favorite highlight brush ever. This is the Morphe M501. I always get questions about this as well. I've been using this for like years and I can't switch to another highlight brush because this is just magical. So I'm gonna take the Maybelline Master Chrome. Ooh, it already looks wet. I don't even need to wet it. Like, do you guys see that? Woo! Don't worry, I gotta fill in my hairline because you can see how wet it is. We're gonna fill it in later. So I just went ahead and filled in my brows, and now we're moving on to the eyes. For the eyes, I'm gonna use a combination of palettes. This is actually the Morphe Contour palette, but I was thinking I really like these like super mustardy, contoury, browny shades. So I wanna use them in the eyes, I think. Morphe is also available on Ulta now, which makes it drugstore, so I love that. And this CoverGirl palette, the Goldens, I think we're gonna use this. And we also have the Wet n Wild palettes because I love the transition shades in here. So let's go ahead and get started. So this look is kind of inspired by Selena's Met Gala makeup look. I loved it. Like I know there was a lot of like some people loved it, some people hated it. I will say I loved it, but I would change it, you know, I would do certain things to tweak it. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna do that look, but tweak it to the way that I would want it. I pretty much was in love with like that lid. Like, can we not all agree? I cannot open this for the life of me. Can we not all agree that that lid was like gorgeous? It reminds me of the Giorgio Armani little like cream pigment in 5, I think. Beautiful, but today's drugstore, so we're gonna do like a drugstore version of that. It's probably not gonna be exact, but like I just want that same vibe, like that super deep golden bronzy type of eye. So we are gonna start off with this perfect transition shade. So I am going to start my crease a bit higher than it actually lays and it actually sits, and that's because I really want, like when I do that lid color, I really want it to sit up high so that when my eyes are open, you can see it. Since I do have kind of like a small lid space, a lot of the times when I do my eye makeup, you can't really see it unless my eyes are closed. But today we're gonna make sure everyone sees it, okay? I feel like this look is gonna be super easy too. Like it's gonna look super glam and it's gonna look like it took a lot of time, but it really isn't going to. Okay, so I'm like in love with this really mustardy kind of contour shade. So we're gonna take some of that. I think it's gonna really emphasize the goldeny deep bronze too. We're gonna take some of that and really focus it out here. It's gonna add some great depth too. This reminds me a lot of MAC Uninterrupted. I don't know if they're like a dupe or anything because I don't have them together right next to each other right now, but it just reminds me, gives me those type of vibes. Oh yeah, I love that. So I think I want to just go ahead and do the under eye already, just so that we can kind of focus on the lid afterwards. So I'm going to take the same 2 shades I just used and use them in the same order. This is a pencil brush, by the way. So I might just deepen it up a little bit with this really dark shade. Just a little bit, nothing like intense. So now for the fun part, I found this gem in my new makeup section. So I found this Maybelline Color Tattoo Eye Chrome in the shade Bronze Sheen. It is so beautiful. It's like a very deep bronzy gold that it slightly pulls green, and that's kind of how Selena's was too. It was like borderline green, but like bronze gold, you know? It has just that undertone. So I've never tried these before. I mean, I'm really hoping that they're good quality. So because I haven't tried them, I'm not sure how I prefer to apply them. So I think I'm just gonna kind of try to apply it straight on the lid. Oh, that's actually nice. I feel like this is easy to apply. So I can actually just do most of it. I don't feel like I need much of a brush for this. This is so easy to apply. You could totally do a cut crease with this and it would be so easy. So what I do feel like you need is just a brush to like go ahead and blend out some of those edges and just apply it how you want. Wow, I think that looks so beautiful. So I'm just gonna take the Sigma E36. It's a really small tapered brush, so it's gonna help me blend out these edges without getting too messy. So I'm just gonna go right along that shade and the transition shade we put and just kind of try to mend the two. Bring them together. Oh yeah, this brush works really well to kind of help blend the two together. And this Maybelline Color Tattoo actually blends nicely. I do find that it blends better when you kind of do like these like sweeping pushing motions. So I'm just gonna top it off, especially in the center. Apply a little bit more. So now I'm just gonna mix all 3 of these shades because it's gonna create a really nice type of bronzy golden with a hint of green, and I'm just gonna kind of top that Maybelline tattoo off. So I'm actually really happy with how that looks. So for the inner corner, I really want to use this beautiful gold right here. I want to use this one over this one because it's lighter, 1, and 2, it has an intense amount of sparkle in it. These CoverGirl shadows are so bomb, you guys. I really love them. I've loved them since they came out. They're really good and super creamy. So I'm going to put that in the inner corner, and I want to really pack it on. Wow, you see? Like, they pack a punch, these shadows. So after I kind of dab that on, I'm just going to slightly, just slightly, bring it onto there and kind of blend it in a little. But I still want it to shape on its own, and I don't really want to ombre it in. I just want to obviously blend it a little bit, but don't bring it in like too much. Okay, so I just went ahead and filled in my hairline and did my lashes. I went ahead and went with the Kiss number 11 lashes, but I really love how my lips are just super muted right now. Like, this is pretty much just the foundation. When I did my foundation, it went over it. But I love that look. I love how muted it is. So I kind of want to stick with that, but I'm just going to build off of it a little bit. So we're going to stick within that realm. I think I'm going to use NYX Natural, which I normally always use, but if I want it to be a little bit darker, I might mix in NYX Nutmeg. So for today's look, I kind of want a super lined lip, and I don't want to blend it out too much. I want to have like that lined lip look. So I do think I need to darken it a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of slightly go over it with Nutmeg. So I think what I'm going to do is use the Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid Lipstick, but this one is in the shade Latte to Go, so it's super light. And I am going to keep this in the center and not blend out the lip liner too much. What I am going to do is take my finger and just slightly go over everything. That way it'll be like semi-blended, but not too blended. So I had a gloss here prepared to top this lip off with, but I'm not sure if I want to wear a gloss on top. So I think I am just gonna keep the lips matte. And then last thing, I'm just gonna set the face with the Morphe Prep and Set. So that is it, you guys. That completes this drugstore makeup look. I hope you guys love it. I am absolutely obsessed with it. I love it so, so much. I feel so glam right now and I'm living for it. Please don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up if you guys enjoy these drugstore makeup tutorials. I personally love doing. They really challenge me to kind of get outside of my everyday favorites, even though naturally like my everyday favorites consist of both high-end and drugstore. It challenges me to replace the high-end and just make it all drugstore, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.